and welcome back to my channel. If you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe as well. You can click this little box right here, or you can click my face at the end of the video as well, and you will automatically be subscribed to my channel and you will keep up to date with any new videos that are coming out. I also am going on holiday very soon, so keep an eye out for those vlogs. Before this video starts, that the lighting does sometimes change, just because I had to film this on 2 different days due to my phone running out of storage, so good times. So sorry about that in advance. But anyways, enjoy the video. Bye. Hi and welcome back to my channel. I have been gone for a little while. I've been a bit ill, so I took time off to just focus on getting better. I am, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about my Thorpe Park Fright Night audition. And I thought I would just do a video about it in case anyone who's watching this maybe is thinking about doing this audition, or if you're just interested in what goes down in a Fright Night's audition, because it's not an ordinary audition, it's very extraordinary if you ask me. So step 1 was the process of how to get yourself a Fright Night audition. You can go on to the website Merlin. If you go onto the Merlin website, you actually can see loads of other different attractions that you can audition for, so it's not just for Thorpe Park if you are interested in working for a Merlin company. So you just apply on there. You have to make yourself a website, not a website, you have to make yourself a, why has my mind gone blank? What's that word? Make yourself, it's going great, welcome back. Make yourself page, no, an account, why does that not sound right? You have to make yourself an account for Merlin, which is really quick. It's just like filling out your information, basic information, and then you can apply for whichever attraction, but in this case it's the Thorpe Park one. So you just fill out a bunch of different questions. We'll get a response from them, from Merlin themselves, and they will then ask you to book yourself an audition slot. So then they give you loads of different dates to choose from, and then you can choose when to go. And I just travelled there myself, so I just got the overground train and then the Thorpe Park bus to Thorpe Park. So it's a lot quicker if you obviously drive, but in my case I don't drive yet. I got pumpkin? Yeah, I got pumpkin transport. Exactly. I got public transport. When you do hear back, you then are required to bring rights to work in the UK, your CV, if you've got some headshots. So obviously bring water, and they say comfortable clothing. So I just wore like leggings, I think I just wore like a t-shirt or something, just a plain t-shirt, and trainers. So I would also always suggest comfortable shoes, so trainers or dance shoes if you've got any. And then when you get to Thorpe Park, we got into this little room and we then handed on our passports. They then scan them and they take you to the audition room. So in my audition there was about 15 to 20 of us, I would say. Probably not right, but there was about 15 to 20 of us. So we all got taken to this big space, this big room, and once we were there we then dropped off our bags and coats to the side, and then we were told to just gather around, and we met some of the team leaders that work at Thorpe Park already, and they then introduced themselves and we introduced ourselves. And the way that they did this was they asked us if we were to die in a horror film, how would we die? And loads of different people answered like different various answers, but I don't want to tell you because I want you to be original, and if I say something you might just go for that. So go with your gut instinct. How would you die in a horror film? What would be your way to go in a horror film? We then got told that we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up, just because to get ourselves and our bodies ready. So we all started walking around in the room, and then it turned to a jog, and then we had one of the team leaders come over to us and we started running around the room, and he would then shout out, when I say 1 you're going to jump, for example, he would shout 1, and then he went from 1 to 5, and each different number he would tell us to do something. So we'd be running, and then he'd shout 2, and then we'd have to remember what he told us to do. So say 2 was touch the floor, and then we'd touch the floor, keep running, and then he'd say 1, and 1 would be jump up. Do you get it? I don't know. I don't know if I was making it confusing. But it was to get our bodies warming up, get your memory skills going, make sure you're like thinking and that you're awake. And then once we were warmed up, we stopped, we gathered in a circle, and we then started doing a vocal warm-up. So probably you can guess, Fright Nights is different characters, very animalistic, maybe a vampire, for example, might go, you know, how do I explain this? Vocal warm-ups for monsters. Yeah, he would say we're going to start very small and then we're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I can't remember the exact order, but for example we would start off as a mouse, so we'd be like squeak 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 squeak, and we'd be learning like really small and timid, and you know, getting them just being really quiet, and then we'd go all the way up to like being a dog, so it would be like woof woof, and I probably look really silly in this video, but oh well. Or we'd be like a sheep, so we'd have like open our mouths like bah bah, like that. Great fun. So we just did different animals, so learning about being quiet and small and timid, and then being very like open and using our mouths like this and stretching the face. Then we were doing a running and stopping. The idea is to get that jump. Whoa, I did not see that coming. And like if someone's running at you and then they stop, and then it's like a whoa, okay. Things like that. So in order to get ourselves used to that and get our bodies so used to running so quickly and then just sharply stopping as if we were trying to scare someone, there was 2 cones. There was one here and one here at the end of the room, and just to get our bodies used to it, we would run and then we would stop, but we had to stop with a very broad finish. So we'd run as fast as we can and then just stop, but like stop with a really strong stance. They then added another cone in the middle, so there was one here, one there, and then one here. And the idea is that you are jumping and then you would stop. So you would run, jump, run, stop. Also, this is to make sure that, you know, we have good fitness levels, to see like if you would be able to like run in a maze, like how long can you run in a maze for. We then had the cones put in like a triangle shape or like a zigzag, I think they changed it, and we then started to learn on levels. So we weren't focusing on characters, we were focusing on going from one cone to the next, focusing on like if we would crawl and then get back up and then run and then maybe jump and then spin around. We then learned about the impact, so the scare impact. So you have to use your palms, you're not allowed to use your fist, just in case, you know, you miss it and you actually do knock someone out by accident. So we learn about running and then impacting. You run and then just scare them, and obviously you're working on your vocals as well. So if you just run at someone and just went like this, yeah, it would probably be like okay, but if you added a random noise to it and they probably wouldn't expect that coming from you, and you just like screamed at their face as well as like impacting them and ran away, they'd probably be like sorry. So carrying on from where I left it off, so the next part we were talking about was scare jumps and vocals and getting into characters. So we did work on different characters, however I'm not allowed to say too much about specific characters because obviously we want to make sure that it's a surprise for people who are coming to Fright Nights this year. So I'll go on the basics of what you probably will expect or what you've already seen at Thorpe Park, but I'll actually talk about the characters that were there last year so that you can kind of get an insight, and then it's not giving any clues away to what's there this year if you don't already know. Wow, the sun is coming out. The sun's not doing me any favours, so sorry about this for now. The characters from last year, we had The Walking Dead Living Nightmare. We have The Walking Dead Do or Die. There was clowns that were like walking around. So we'll stick with those because I can't remember everyone's from last year's. So for example, with walkers, you are a zombie if you don't know what a walker is from The Walking Dead. So you have to work on your vocals and how they would walk as well, and how you can scare impact with all of these different characters, because if you're a walker you're not going to be very fast and quick because your body is obviously decaying pretty much, and you are going to be very slow. So you need to work on how would you, if you're very slow with your body, how would you impact. So things like swooshing really kind of fast, like going to grab, really focusing on the noises, stairs, So we worked on that, and then with something, for example, that's completely different, maybe like a clown that is roaming, it's very jolly, I would say, very jolly, can be very like stare very still with big eyes and big gestures, and maybe just like going really slow, like working with your levels, like really down and then really up high, and then maybe slow and then just running at you really quickly, working with them different impacts as well. And again with the different noises, so laughs, maybe like crying and very like happy, and then giggles, and then a walk is very just like growling and like a breathing in. So working on characters to do with your scares and your different impacts, and how to do with one with different characters as well. So we learned a bit about those, which was really, really fun. We then did a little like improvisation, where if you don't know what improvisation is, you just make something on the spot, so you don't have a script. So we had the Walking Dead storyline where there was 2 people, so 2 team captains or team leaders or show captains that were in the middle of the room. We then got split off into 2 pairs, so I would have a partner and someone else would have a partner, and we were dotted around the room, and one by one you would pretend that you were part of Negan. If you don't know who Negan is, then sorry, I've just spoiled something. You would pretend that you are part of Negan, who is a top leader in The Walking Dead, but he is going after different people and their different communities, and he wants all of their stuff. So he's got this group called the Saviors, and you are part of his group basically. They would see how you would work on improvisation, because in certain mazes you won't have a really script, so you may have to just improvise how you would deal with improvising with guests as well. If guests are walking through, we would then do one at a time. We would go into the middle where these 2 team captains are, or team leaders, and we would just basically say, Negan wants your stuff, where is it, like where is it, you're late, where is it, and you just want to try and see if you can scare them as much as possible until they give up and go, okay, we'll give you his stuff, like we'll give you it, and then once they do that, that means that you have been successful, and then you go and tag someone else in the room, you swap places, and then they come forward and see if they can do it, and you just improvise with your partner, bounce off each other. You've really got to scare them, so being like intimidating, shouting, doing a bit of like an American accent, saying things that they might not expect you to say, like really gross things or quite frightening things as well. So we did that. We then did have a little script, but again, I'm not going to say what the script was because it might give away anything that is coming out this year. So we had a script and we got split up. We had to learn, it was about that big, so it wasn't too much, and we just learned a little monologue, and then we had about 5-10 minutes to learn that, and then we would come back and we would then present it to the team leaders as well. So that was really fun. They are still holding applications, I think, to Fright Nights at Thorpe Park, so I will leave their link down below where you can actually go and apply to it. So if you do want to get involved, go to the description box, and I hope to see that. We then just had to fill out our availability, and then we just handed our CVs and our headshots in, and then it was time to go. So it was really, really nice and a fun evening. It's definitely one of my favourite auditions that I've been to. It's a very crazy and different audition. You really put yourself out there, but the more silly you feel, the better you're doing it. I think I'm just going to go in. Everyone here is doing exactly what I'm doing. We're all hidden here in the same position, so just have fun with it and just go for it. I hope you did enjoy this different style of video. Sorry about the lighting changing throughout, but I will be doing some more Halloween inspired videos very soon. Obviously leave any comments below if you want me to do any more Thorpe Park inspired videos, if that's something, or acting videos or anything like that. Leave it down in the comments below as well, and I will see you soon on another video. Bye.